Good morning, everybody. So we've got another video in our Zoom series, getting to know this community. Today, I want to share with you the Zoom call we had with Matt Bay. Really a great guy. I think you guys will really enjoy this and get a lot out of it. I'm just so happy and proud of Matt and the things that he's doing. He's just, the guy is a marketing machine and he's having a blast, having fun. So I hope you guys enjoy these. We're sure enjoying them, and we're getting feedback that a lot of you are. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and here's Matt Bay.
I'm like you. I'm a loud talker too. You can probably hear me without all this.
How are you, dude?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
Hey.
Nice sign. Wow. That came out fantastic, buddy.
I'm really proud of that one.
Wow.
What is it?
So
here, come here. Come here. Come here. Get up here. Here. No, come here. Say hi.
Oh,
Hi.
puppy. Hi, puppy. What's his name?
That's Jitterbug.
What?
Jitterbug.
Jitterbug. Jitterbug.
Her butt does not stop moving.
Jitterbug.
Oh, she's a doll. Hi, Jitterbug.
Nice shirt and hat.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if I should wear my working hat or my going out hat. I went with the going out hat.
Good choice.
This one's kind of stinky.
Yeah, I got one of those. I got several of those.
Yeah, he's got, wait.
Yeah.
Here, that's just a few of them.
There's all my hats.
That ain't it.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing to what I got.
Another rack out there too. I very seldom go without a hat these days.
Hey, listen, I had to get up early to do my hair for this thing.
Did you?
I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you did too.
Match set. There we are.
That's right.
So tell us about the sign in the background then. Tell us about that.
All right, we're gonna jump right into that, huh?
Vicki doesn't know about it, but I want.
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Oh, okay. So I'm taking a suggestion straight out of Dave's playbook, and I sent a message through Instant Messenger. Now listen, this is how that went though. I sent.
Just adjusting the camera. All right, there we go.
Okay. So I sent messages. My mom always said, "Don't hurt to ask," right?
Yep.
So I send messages. By the way, you got your Vikings. I got my Blues. But I sent messages to like all the Blues players, all the Cardinals players, John Hamm, you know, from Mad Men. He's from St. Louis.
I know.
Jenna Fisher. What's that guy's name on the Bravo channel? Andy Cohen. He's from St. Louis.
Yeah.
And Kathleen Madigan, comedian, right?
Yep.
She's from St. Louis. Actually grew up in the house right next door to me.
Really?
And so anyway, I sent all of them a message and said, hey, you know, told them my story and said I'd like to do a sign for you. Nothing. So getting back to that sign, I sent a message to Cass Haley. And if you don't know who that is, he's a singer, songwriter, does reggae, blues, funk, just an amazing singer. I've been following. He was a runner-up on America's Got Talent in season 2.
Oh, okay.
He lost to Terry Fader. Everybody's heard of him.
Yep.
So anyway, I sent Cass Haley a message, told him my story, and said, hey, dude, I'd like to do a sign for you. And he hit me back and said, hey, I've looked at your work. You do amazing work. Yes, absolutely, I want one.
Wow.
So he sent me his image, and I said, uh-oh. Wow.
So
Wow.
up until then, you hadn't seen the logo? You hadn't seen it?
No, actually, it's been very hush-hush. When he sent it to me, he's starting a new podcast, which I have his permission and his blessing to show it now. Yeah. But they hadn't released it yet. And they're going to be that's going to be selling on merchandise and stuff. So he's like, hey, please don't let this out. But he's already let it out. So he told me, I said, hey, dude, I got a lot of things coming up here in this week. So is it cool? And he's like, yeah, absolutely, it's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, very good.
What a great dude. You know, to talk to a celebrity, right?
Yeah.
I called him the other day because we had to work out the plans of getting it to him. And we talked for 45 minutes. Wow. And it was like, I have known this dude all my life. And, well, kind of like talking to you guys, you know? And it was just, he's just a great guy. You bring that thing down, we're going to do a podcast when we get down there.
Yeah.
Have dinner and stuff, hang out. Just I'm just blown away by it, really.
That, you know, and that just goes to show, if you don't ask, then the answer is no. If you don't ask, I mean, you know,
right.
You had to ask maybe 100 different people, and somebody took you up on it. And so, was it worth it? Heck yeah, it was worth it.
Absolutely worth it. And you know, when I talked to him the other day, it wasn't, hey, thanks for doing a sign for me, blah, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, you know, he's like, listen, I'm just blown away with it, and we're going to build this relationship, and we're going to help each other out. So
very cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm really excited.
That is so.
So hey, if people are watching this later on, make sure you go check him out. Cas Haley Music on social media and CasHaley.com. Amazing singer artist.
So,
very inspirational. I'll tell you that too.
So spell that, Matt, just because I want to make sure.
I'm going to look him up right now.
So it's C-A-S?
C-A-S-H-A-L-E-Y.
Gotcha, just like it sounds. Okay, good.
Yep, Cas Haley.
All right, we'll find him. I'll actually put down in the description here, I'll put a caption across there.
Yeah,
remember that guy.
Unbelievable guy.
Oh.
I remember
Vicki
him.
remembers him.
Yeah. I tell you what, it was really amazing. And I have followed him. I'm sorry, I got the garage doors open. It's hot out here, so you might hear traffic. I have followed him since America's Got Talent, and I'll never forget when he came out on stage the first time, and he sang "Walking on the Moon" by Sting, right?
Yeah.
And at that time, the judges was Pierce, what's his name? Pierce Morgan, Sharon Osbourne, and Baywatch dude, Hasselhoff. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So he walks out on the stage, you know, comes out with his guitar, and he starts playing his guitar and singing acoustic, and I'm like, whoa, this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, who am I? But anyway, I like him.
Yeah.
Pierce Morgan told him, he said, you sing that better than Sting.
Wow. Really?
I was like, this dude's winning it. He is going to win it.
So, tell us about yourself, Matt. Introduce yourself and tell everybody about yourself and who you are and where you're from and what got you into this and kind of your background.
Oh, boy. And they know this is a loaded question. So I'm Matt Bay. You guys have heard me, Vicki and Eric, say my name quite a bit in the videos. I make videos and stuff for them sometimes for their specials or whatever. So I was a firefighter. I started when I was 16 years old. Very rural area. Went professional. And I had about a little over 25 years in, so a little over 30 years total. And excuse me. So what got me into making signs? That's, like I say, it's a pretty loaded question. But so, and I got to tell you guys too. This is the first time I'm like publicly talking about this. There is guys at my firehouse that don't even know what I'm getting ready to say. So I apologize if I get a little emotional. Sorry.
That's okay.
So in November 2018, you know, just being a fireman and the job itself, in 2018, I had a breakdown, and I was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't expect this. Sorry.
It's all right, man.
So that was obviously a really, really hard time, and wound up getting therapy and stuff like that, getting on meds and stuff. And it was a really bad time in my life. And, you know, I mean, to the point where I wasn't getting off the couch. I was very depressed. At one point, suicidal even. And my wife, God bless her, she's a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she stands by me and helps me, of course. And she did everything she could think of to just get me off the couch.
Yeah.
So she, I remember one day she was out shopping, and she saw a sign, and it said, what did it say? It's over our bed every night. But anyway, it was a pretty saying. Yeah. Very, very, very heart touching kind of saying, right? Grow old with me, along with me, and the best is yet to be. That's what it was, which really meant a lot at that time. So one night she says, "Hey, you know, everybody's got these welcome signs by their door." She said, "Can you make these?" I think she did it just to get me out of the house, but I was like, "Oh well." I guess I had some old fence boards and glue on. So I went up and I got a scroll saw and I made that, and they looked terrible, but they are what they are.
He loved it.
And then another friend says, "Hey, can you make me a sign?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And if you're on any of my social media or my website, the St. Louis City flag, the red one, I did that with a Dremel tool. And I learned really, really quick that that's not the way to do this. It worked, but that was ridiculous. And the bits, you know, they're $8 a piece, and you go through them so fast, because I did like 2 signs with like that. And I'm like, man, there's got to be a better way. So what I did, I go to YouTube, and guess who I found? Of course, I found you guys. And I'm like, oh man, I got to do that. I got to get a router. I got to get some bits. But hey, and of course, you know, at first I didn't buy your bits. I went straight to Rockler. I watched you. I went straight to Rockler down the street, and I paid down those $60, $70 for a CNC bit. And I got a router and I went to town. And then I kept watching you guys and learning more and more, and learning that, hey, don't fight, don't try to cheap out or go the other way. Just pay attention to what he's telling you. Just buy his bits, get his stuff, because it works. It really does. It just, why don't reinvent the wheel? Because I think a lot of people do that. I did it. I tried to go to cheap route, you know, and I get it. Believe me, I don't have a job. So, but in the long run, I don't believe that you're not really saving any money, you know, so.
Well, I think there's a couple ways to look at it. I never purport that the bits that we use are the best out there. Maybe there's some other bits that are as good or maybe even better than the ones we use. All I know is that of all the ones I've used so far, these are the best that I've ever found to do specifically what we do.
Absolutely.
Other bits that are designed to do other things. That's the whole thing. If you're trying to use a wrench to drive a screw, it may be a great wrench, but it ain't made to do that job. And these bits, you know, I've never found any better to do the job that we do. So,
well, and you know, not only that, and like I said, for that 140 bit, I paid $60, $70 for that bit. Where how many of yours could I got, right? So Pay attention. Just do what he says to do.
Oh, everybody that's watching this, I didn't pay Matt to say that. That was
No, not at all.
that was
Not at all.
solicited. It wasn't my. I didn't even know he was going to go there. But anyway.
Oh, believe me, I've told, you know, and I'm sure everybody who does watch and the minions will all say the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all going to say the same thing, really. I believe that because it's true. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
now, what
appreciate
does
it,
your
buddy.
wife think about, you know, how things have changed?
So, well,
How come she's not on here?
well, she's at work. So my wife is a RN. She works with traumatic brain injuries and spinal cord injuries.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're really short-staffed right now because of COVID. So she had to work. And believe me, you wouldn't get her on here anyway.
I used to say that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she don't just say it; she means it.
So how does she feel about the change in you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm in a lot better place now. I mean, it's going on almost 2 years now. And I told her the other day, you know, we were talking about stuff, and of course, I mean, and here's what I would say too. And I know you and I talked about this before, and I didn't find out till later that, you know, if anybody's out there that has PTSD or anxiety or depression or ADA, you know, it was literally my therapy. When I come out to the garage, I was by myself. I turned on my jams and I'm laser focused, and I'm not thinking about anything because you know as well as I do, you better be paying attention to what you're doing if you're going to be ruining stuff.
Yeah.
So you're focused on one thing, but I found out is that there's a lot of guys out there that are minions or fans of you guys or on some of the groups that are firefighters and policemen and military and that are routing signs, and it's their therapy too. So, I mean, if you guys are out there that you're looking for something, man, this is it, you know?
It's so amazing, and it's just, it was a byproduct that I never saw coming. Dad never saw it coming. We had no idea because we always did it, number one, because it was fun. Number two, because that's what we did to make a living. And we never even considered that other people could get other aspects or other benefits from it. It never even crossed our mind. But I guess probably about 5-10 years ago, we started, every once in a while, we would get a military guy that was PTSD, and he would say that, you know, the doctor says, whatever I'm doing, keep doing it. And it's kind of therapeutic. And it just, and we're hearing these stories over and over. And that was totally by accident. But I think there's also something to be said for doing something that you really are getting a kick out of, that you really enjoy. You know, whether it's this or whether it's fishing or whether it's whatever kind of hobby.
Whatever it is, right.
Whatever it is, if you really are enjoying what you're doing, I think that, you know, I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. But it seemed to me like that kind of just takes you out of the deep depression or the world that you're in, where you have all these thoughts, if you're doing something that you really love.
Well, that, and when you hand somebody that sign, and
oh man,
that's pretty awesome, huh? So not only
that's the best part, ain't it?
Yeah,
it really is. Or you know, out in the shop today, I'm working today, and you guys have probably seen on my post. I have them right now. I got my signs out there, right?
Yeah.
I live on a very busy corner, and I'm like, you know what? I'm out here. They're in my way in the shop while I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw them out there, see what happens.
Yeah.
Now, to be honest with you, it didn't work at first. It really didn't. And I was like, because I would have my Jeep parked right here.
Yeah.
As soon as I started parking my Jeep across the street and then taking them a little bit further out, every day, I have at least 1 to 2 people stopping in and looking at them, talking about signs. I had an order made the other day. I've had the postman today. The postman dropped off some Amazon stuff, right? And he's like, "Hey, you do these?" I'm like, "Yeah." The postman, hand him a card. I'll be getting a hold of you. Yeah. Another guy stopped in. He saw my Jeep. He has drove by several times, and he has seen my stuff. And he's like, "Hey, I had to stop in." So, and he's going to order 2 signs. I'm like, "Heck yeah, man!
Hey,
this is awesome."
People want to get something unique for Christmas.
Yeah,
they can't go to the mall and browse around. So
right, and you know, I think the thing too is one of the biggest things I hear, and I'm sure I'm just gonna keep calling them minions. We're the Rhoten minions, the Make a Wish minions. And so the other minions, and I'm sure, is you know, the one thing I do hear quite a bit is, "Man, you're expensive." Oh, am I? Am I expensive? If you want to go get something that somebody put vinyl on or stencil on and painted it, have at it.
Yeah.
But I'm doing quality work that's going to last forever. That's just like this one right here. When Cas saw that sign, he says, "Dude, that's not a sign. That's a family heirloom. This is going to be in our family forever." And I'm like, "Exactly, man. Exactly."
We still have the first Rhoten sign that they made.
That Dad
when
did.
his family was living all together at home.
Yeah.
We've still got that sign.
It's you know, going on 50 years old. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. My brother, out of high school, he went for graphic arts. He's a very, very, very talented artist, and he worked in some science shops, but they did kind of like what we do, but he did it with sandblasting. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
So, and I have one of his signs in my house.
Yeah.
And he wound up not being in the sign business no more. And I always told him, I said, "If I ever win the lottery, I'm going to pay and we're going to build you a business and get you out of doing what you're doing. It's wasted talent." Yeah. Who knew? Here I am 30 years later doing it.
Amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So,
hey, you never know where the road's going to take you, do you?
That's for sure. So you said
that's what the cat, going back to Cass Haley's, and please do look him up, because his newest song out right now, and believe me, I told him, I said, and this might sound a little, I don't know, but I think he wrote that song for me.
Really?
And he's like, "Well, if you listen to the words," and that's what the song is about. Every road I'm on, right?
Yeah.
You traveled down a road, and that road came to an end.
Yeah.
And now you got to go down another road. And I told my wife, I said, "Listen, I'm going down that road, and it's been bumpy, and there's been some hard times, but it'll be all right. It's going to be okay."
Yeah.
You know? So, yep.
You told me the other day something about getting interviewed about from a local TV station or something. Did that ever come
out? Tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock.
Really? So tell us how that came about.
All right. So in our city, I live in Florissant, Missouri, and our city does, on their Facebook page, they have like a closed captioning TV type channel, and they do business spotlights. And a friend of ours owns a bar and grill up the road, and they did a spotlight on them. It was really cool, and I think they got like 40,000 views. It was some ridiculous number, you know.
Wow.
So anyway, I sent the guy, again, doesn't hurt to ask, right? So I sent the guy a message and said, "Hey, listen, you guys did the spotlight on my friend's bar's business." I said, "Do you do it for, you know, makers, crafters, things like that?" And told him who I am and what I do, and he's like, "We'll get a hold of you." And he called me up, and we set it up. We're going to be doing it tomorrow. They're going to do a spotlight on OldManBaySigns.
That's awesome.
Very cool. So are they coming to you, or are you going to them?
Yeah, they're coming in my shop.
Fantastic. So you'll be able to show them the sign and show them some.
Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah.
Hat.
That you know it's going to be on, and you know I'm going to promote you. You know that. But no, really, that's what I don't. If you, well, I know Vicki, you saw my post. My media junket this week. Yeah, I got you guys today. I got Fluorescent Media tomorrow, and then podcast with Cass Haley on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I got like 5 different things going on here right now, and I just got 2 more, and maybe another one.
Maybe a
Yeah.
special order. Yeah, man, I hope that works out.
Talking to him tomorrow morning before the media thing.
That's really a cool logo. I love that design. That logo.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That would look terrific as a carved sign.
That's Jefferson City is the state capital of Missouri.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
That. How far away is that from you?
About, I don't know, hour and a half, probably 2 hours, something like that.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Nah. Yeah, no.
That first one that I remember you making that I can remember in my mind was it the St. Louis Blues? Was that the hockey team? Was that one
Yeah.
you were working on, and you started doing it with, and maybe I'm wrong, did you start it with doing it with a Dremel, and then just it was just taking forever, and that's how you ended up looking and somehow finding us? Am I right on that?
Yeah. And so, again, lessons learned. Man, there has been many, many lessons learned, I can tell you that. But, again, I didn't really have the money to be doing this stuff. But, sorry. Bikers. But, so I went out, and I went in an industrial park and went around, and I got a whole trailer load of pallets.
Right.
Free wood, and honestly, they made some pretty neat looking signs, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But here's where I warn everybody: one, I say don't use them, don't ever use them. I started with that, and if you do use them, make sure you're wearing a mask. I got pneumonia. I mean, bad, like bad.
Really?
And you think about what's on that pallet, what's been shipped on that pallet, what chemicals, what you don't know.
And
but yeah, I carved a sign one day and I was deathly ill the next.
And absolutely.
Right, and it's soaked into that wood, and then you're making it a fine particle in your lungs. Not good stuff. So yeah, I stay away with it. I know you don't wear a mask, but now I wear a mask all the time. I don't care what wood I'm using. I wear a mask now. I'm not going to get that sick again.
Yeah, I would imagine after a bout like that, there's no reason not to. Yeah.
Right.
I'm still ignorant. I'm still not wearing a mask most of the time. Sometimes I do. Most of the time I'm not, but it's just.
And he's allergic to sawdust.
Yeah, I was diagnosed allergic to sawdust when I was 16. So.
I'm probably allergic to almost everything. I don't know if I'm allergic to sawdust, but I will tell you, when I started carving on that one, that red cedar,
yeah,
woo, man, my allergies fired up.
Yeah.
But that's a wood too, so.
That'll do it. That will do it to me too. The cedar like that, not so much redwood, but redwood used to, not as much anymore, but that cedar that's got that beautiful aroma to it, man, that will just get my sinuses and it's crazy. But anyway.
I told my wife I'm gonna take a bag of sawdust and give it to Cass Haley so he can smell what my shop smelled like for the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. How big is that sign?
4 foot by 4 foot.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
Wow. So if you had to put a price on it, what would you put a price on it for?
I'm saying I'm at 1,300.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
There's a lot of time in that thing.
Right.
That's probably one of the hardest things for me is pricing. I hate doing it.
Yeah.
I really do. I hate doing the pricing part, but I'm kind of figuring it out,
And you do.
I'm sure you hear that a lot.
Yeah, and you do after a while. I remember early on, I was really very nervous about doing that. But after a while, you kind of get an idea based on what they're looking for, whether it's artwork, whether it's lettering, and you look at something, you say, oh, you know what, that's going to be pretty easy because it's all lettering, it's all inset. So then you have some, like right now when you said 4x4, I'm thinking, okay, that's 16 square feet. That's, you know, bare minimum of $800, even if it was just inset letters or whatever, and that's at $50 a square foot. Right now, I'm charging about twice that, and that's one of the reasons that I don't do a lot of signs anymore. Number one, I've just kind of priced myself to the point where I don't get that many orders, but if people do order, then it makes it worthwhile for me. But, and that's still, you know, honestly, that's still cheap. If you go to a commercial sign shop, you know, it's not unusual to see pricing around $200 a square foot. That's not unusual at all. So, yeah.
There's a kid next door to me. He works for a donut shop, pretty popular donut shop here, and they needed to get a sign. And I'm like, hello, yeah. I make signs. He goes, oh, I'll talk to my boss. And I'm like, all right, cool. And he was telling me, he didn't tell me how big it was, but they were getting quotes at $5,000 to $6,000.
Wow.
And I said, I'll beat them for sure. I promise you, I will beat their price.
Make a better product. Yeah.
Well, you know,
exactly.
It all depends. They might have been looking for a big electric sign out front.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, they might have been, you know, completely apples and oranges. You never know until you find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right.
Well, and I think, you know, it's so hard to put that dollar value per foot even, because you get a sign this big that, you know, is a very intricate sign. It's going to take you a long time, but you can get a big sign that is just 3 words. It ain't going to take you long, but per square foot, it costs more.
Yeah.
Don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's another, I think I've said even on one of your shows before, is that I find that most customers don't know what they want.
Right.
They think they know what they want.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, what about this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And then my TikTok gets moving, and we go, well, what about this? You guys see my whiskey barrel signs.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. Hey, if he says find a niche, find a niche. That's kind of became my niche. It really has, and they're doing really well. But I'm taking an image or a saying that if I put it on a pine board about the same size, I'm only gonna get half the value. But if I glue up a bunch of them barrels together and put it on that whiskey barrel with the metal straps and it looks like a whiskey barrel, yeah, I'm charging you double.
Yeah.
Well, then it becomes, you know, it becomes almost more of a work of art. It almost becomes,
it's artwork.
Yeah, it becomes a showcase rather than just a sign that's functional. Now it becomes a real showcase, kind of like the sign behind you. That's more of a real showcase piece rather than just a run-of-the-mill carved sign. Yeah.
And that's, you know, and that's more what my work, that's more of kind of what I'm leaning at, is these showcase sign type things, like you say, I guess. Yeah. The little ones, I'll do them, but that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun to me. I love the challenge. I love going at it, you know. So that's the good times to me, is that kind of stuff, the big stuff. I want the stuff that when somebody looks at it, they either say, no, I don't want the ones that say, oh, that's cute. Yeah. I want the ones that they say, holy crap, what? You did that?
Yeah.
Or
that's the ones I want to do.
That they would always tell, or not always, they would say to Eric, there's no way you did that by hand. That's a machine.
Yeah. All that, and you know, that's always our favorite thing to hear.
Yeah.
A guy that was here today, he said, CNC? I said, yeah, C and C.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna get it tattooed on my hand. CNC. Hey, Bull Jordan, I need some work.
Yeah, I know. I told him, he says he's going to come out and visit him and Tabitha. And I said, bring your tattoo machine.
Yeah.
Well, this next week's going to be exciting for you, man.
Yeah. Can't wait. Man, I owe all of you guys. I really do. I think I've told you before. You didn't save my life, but you sure did make it better.
Well,
That's the honest truth.
You know, you've done so much for us with all the things, that Sign Carver directory thing.
Oh.
But anyway,
That's great.
any last thoughts? Any
words of wisdom.
words of wisdom? It ain't gonna come.
I don't ever have those.
Yeah, I was gonna say it ain't gonna come from this side.
Yeah, no, I just, you know, like I said, I appreciate, especially thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate that. And hey, if you're not following me, OldManBaySigns on all social medias, and our website is OldManBaySigns.com.
Awesome.
All right, you guys get out there and follow Matt. He's doing great stuff. And Matt, can they hit you up if they want some advice on, you know, marketing and all that? Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, yeah, you know, and I've done. I know we just said we're going to wrap it up, but you guys know I do most of my layouts with the Cricut.
Yeah.
Right.
And like Gigi, Joanne, helped her a lot with that, and people's helped me. Absolutely. That, you know what? That's the most beautiful thing about this whole thing. The minions, right? And everybody helps everybody. Everybody's helping each other and promoting each other, and give you a, hey, that's a boy, man. You need some help? I'll help you out. And that's the coolest part about all this. There's a lot of different things that you're going to get into that people are not going to be that way.
Yeah.
But it's awesome on this side, that's for sure.
About that today, just the fact that this is just one huge family.
Yeah.
That everybody wants to help everybody, and they're not competitive and feeling like there's this, you know, fear of competition or whatever. You know, they've all,
Right.
Eric and Dave have both always said competition is what makes business. You know, that's part of business.
But, you know, the thing is,
Well, yeah, Josh Tolson.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's down at Cape Girardeau. Me and him, we talk probably almost every day, mostly texting or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna hook up and get together and, you know, stuff like that. And we're gonna have a Midwest Minions meetup.
Well, someday I'll be coming out there. We'll get in the truck and come out there, and we'll pull a bunch of people together, hopefully, and we'll have a.
Brother, that's a long ride.
That's all right. I love to drive.
Well, I think I looked it up. I was gonna come out there. Well, when we talked about that before, when I was gonna come out, it was like 23 hours, I think.
Yeah.
22, 23 hours.
There's plenty of places we can stop people to visit along the way, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. You know, yeah, I bet you do.
We got a few. Yeah. All right, brother. Yeah. Well, man, it's been fun. It's great to.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate it.
Face to the name.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that?
It's good to put a face with the name.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, buddy. We're going to really shut it down now. So.
All right, guys.
Thanks so much.
Good to see you. Thanks again. All right, bye-bye.
All right,
Bye, man.
have a great week, buddy.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.